top 10 characters for the month of July 2020, and I just want to thank everybody that came out last month and liked the video. It's always my most liked video. My goodness, over 1,600 likes, and I just want to say thank you for liking last month's video. Now, this list this month is in no particular order, and we're going to talk about 16 characters, and some of the characters I believe I could have took off the list, and we're going to talk about that. They're just characters that I'm not using as much anymore. And that being said, I think a lot of these characters on this list merit attention in seeking after, going after, finding them. These are the characters that I suggest putting T4s into them. You can see I did all the T4s on Black Bolt. And a lot of these characters also are the ones that I recommend putting promotion credits. And with the exception of some of the support characters and the controller characters, the most of these characters absolutely benefit from red stars. Let's talk about Black Bolt first. I probably could put him in the top of the list, at least the top 3 of the list. He's probably my favorite character easily. He's a counter to Ultron. This pinging mechanic is insanely useful when they drop below health. I'm not sure if it's 100% working correctly still. There's been some strange interactions with Barrier, and lately it doesn't seem to work correctly against Black Order at times. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is I use this guy everywhere. He easily is one of the best characters in the game. Nothing bad I could say about Black Bolt. And he pretty much was a hard counter to Ultron. And I love this guy. Absolutely. Next, let's talk about Hela. And Hela is coming off of the list. And she still deserves to be on this list. But I just want to say I'm not using her inside of U7 anymore, and I'm not using her in Arena. And the main benefit to Hela, of course, is on defense in war. She also helps you unlock Black Bolt and Phoenix. That's amazing. And I think the main thing about Hela is in Dark Dimension 3, I believe she's one of the vital characters to help me get through Dark Dimension 3. Most characters don't add a lot of value in Dark Dimension 3, but she does because of her summon, Undead ASGARDIAN. Now, the community calls this character right here Greg because the internal game file was titled Greg, and that's just his name. It's easier to say Greg than Undead ASGARDIAN. It's kind of a joke at this point, but the purpose of Greg is that he gets targeted, and that's a good thing. And anytime in Dark Dimension 3 that the AI chooses to target Greg, that's just saving your own character's lives because he revives. And plus, he's super annoying, of course, in war when you have multiple of them. You can have up to 5. There's also some interesting scenarios where you can have multiple Gregs come up. For example, if your Hela dies and the Greg survives and then MINN-ERVA revives, then you'll have double Gregs. You can also do that with Nobu. Next on the list is Symbiote Spider-Man, and I just put the promotion credits on him. He's a vital character to finishing Dark Dimension 3. He's one of the 6 that I highly recommend doing first. There's 6 characters I recommend doing first, and we're going to talk about them because all 6 of them are on this list. I use this guy almost everywhere. Of course, his strengths are going to be Raid and Dark Dimension 3. He's also a beast in PvP. Not using him in the arena, but I just absolutely love this guy. And I'm going to say I have a bias towards symbiotes because I believe if they add more symbiotes, there just seems like they're going to be stacking and getting stronger. We have 3 symbiotes, and those 3 symbiotes do so many amazing things. Like even in war, you can actually take out Asgardians. You could take out Red Skull. Those are some of the hardest teams to counter, and the symbiotes can do it. Kind of hard to do. They're kind of tricky plays, but they actually can work. Love this guy. His milestone event is coming back. Hopefully I'll get enough of him to finish him off and take him to 7 stars. And that should be coming back in about a week or 2. Next on the list is Yo-Yo. And I want to say I can drop Yo-Yo off the list. But she's just a function of Black Bolt. And in reality, I wish I wouldn't have done these 2 T4s. I mean, I think her basic is fine. I think her passive is helpful. But I don't know if I get too much use out of these. She's basically a function of Black Bolt. I'm still using her in U7 and in Arena. And the reason why I like her is because of Black Bolt. She's like 140 speed. She's one of the fastest characters in the game. You can do a basic attack, and then you get the assist from Black Bolt. So she's just really fast. and she just makes Black Bolt much better. And the advantage to Yo-Yo really is that if she's not paired up with any other protectors, now there's some key characters that are protectors, of course, most of the tanks, but also characters like Thanos, Invisible Woman are protectors. So you can't pair her up with other tanks, but she has this persistent offense down on the opponent, which I find to be very good on defense inside of Arena if you're not using Thanos in the Black Order. But I don't like her as much as I used to. I think she's on the, coming on the downside, may fall off this list. I really think she's just a function of Black Bolt. And, you could say that about other characters as well. Next on the list is Phoenix. And my goodness, yeah. Phoenix is easily one of the top characters in this game. Probably the strongest character in the game right now, if you ask me. Easily. She's still useful in countering Black Order inside of Arena. She pretty much is the only thing that matters in the first 8 stages of Dark Dimension 3. It's just that simple, and she's one of the key 6 characters to finish up first and taking to 14 to go through Dark Dimension 3. And the only complaint I have about her is there's 2 complaints. Is this ability does not appear to be working correctly right now. It's coded for flat focus instead of percent. So this ability right here is often resisted by the opponent's Colossus when he only has 1,000 extra resistance. So obviously this is not working correctly. And then of course, when she goes into Dark Phoenix, which is beast mode, right? The Dark Phoenix does not carry over from node to node inside of raid. So she's not really a good raid character. But other than that, she's quite amazing. Thanos! Oh my goodness. Thanos and the Black Order. Just took him to 5 stars when I finished Dark Dimension 3 the second time. I will be taking Thanos to 6 stars. I think he is quite amazing. A lot of good things I could say about Thanos. And right now, inside of War and Arena, Thanos pretty much reigns supreme as being the best team, the best offensive faction on War, on defense, and on offense and defense. But most people are putting him on defense in War. But in Arena, it's all about Thanos and Ebony Maw. And the reason why he's on this list also is that paired up with Ebony Maw, the 2 of them together are quite good when they're together inside of U7. I've been using him in U7 quite a bit with Thanos, MINN-ERVA, ULTRON, Black Bolt. It's a quite good team in Ebony Maw. I'm having a lot of fun with that team. I think what I'm hearing is that he really needs the red stars. And so I definitely need more red stars. Now, I did all the T4s as well as all the T4s on Phoenix. A lot of value there because I'm using them all the time. Next on the list is Invisible Woman. Now, she's made a comeback. I really do like Invisible Woman. She's quite amazing because she's one of the few characters that has a cleanse and she can take away the negative effects. And the 2 most important characters that have a cleanse where they can take negative status effects off your team would be Invisible Woman, and then Scientist Supreme has the ability to flip. Now, I do use her quite a bit in Arena on offense to counter a Black Order team. She does a lot of cool things with Barrier, but she's basically a protector. She's more or less a tank, and Fantastic Four, of course, is an amazing team on offense in War. All around good. I think I may have dropped her off the list at one point, but actually I'm using her a lot right now, mostly because of this ability right here. I think it's a very good ability, especially against Black Order. Next on the list is Mr. Sinister. Now, I like this character. I took him up to 6 red stars. He can clone. I've got the passive and the ultimate on him, which I think is very good. Of course, you need the clone for sure. There's something I'm worried about, though, and I'm kind of worried about it with Dark Phoenix. And, of course, we don't have the finalized version of ISO 8, but I'm worried, and we'll see what happens. I haven't heard any official word. Don't know what's going to happen with ISO 8, but it looks like ISO 8 is not going to affect the clone, and the same thing with Dark Phoenix Summon. We will see. Hopefully it will. This guy I feel like is going to scale for a long time because whatever the next latest and greatest character that comes out, he can just clone them. And so I think he's going to have a lot of legs. Use him almost every day in the arena. and I just think he's a lot of fun. Next, we have to talk about Shuri. Now, Shuri, I thought about dropping off the list, but I end up using her quite a bit. She's probably the best healer in the game. I think her passive and her ultimate ability is quite good. I don't think you need the basic or the special. I don't think they do much. And she's just an all-around great raid character. I use her in U7 because she gives deflect to allies when they drop below 50% health. And she heals and she puts defense up. And with this Wakanda Forever ability, she gets speed up, so she's very fast. And then you can put the defense up very quickly. And giving defense up at the beginning of the match is vital inside of U7. Some of these support characters right here, I kind of are falling off a little bit. I'm finding I'm not using her as much as I once did, mostly because I was using her predominantly with inside of U7, but now I've split my time between a team with her and Scientist Supreme and Yo-Yo. Black Bolt and Symbiote Spider-Man is like that's one team, and my second team also has Black Bolt, but it's Ebony Maw, Thanos, MINN-ERVA, and ULTRON. And sometimes you could use Hela or Symbiote Spider-Man in that last slot. But so she's kind of falling off the list. Still very good. Probably the best healer in the game. And she's a very decent support character. Next on the list is Ebony Maw. And of course, Ebony Maw is brand new. And this is the latest, greatest toy. And I went ahead and did 3 out of his 4. I have not done his passive. I may end up doing his passive eventually. He's I don't want to say he's better than any of the other supports. He does have more usefulness, but his cooldowns are kind of long. And so he's not that useful without Thanos. It's almost like you need Thanos and him paired up inside of raids like U7 to work, where he doesn't work too well on his own. And of course, Ebony Maw in a full Black Order team on defense or on offense in war is amazing. It's definitely changed the landscape of war and the arena. And he's a vital character, in my opinion, for Dark Dimension 3 for those cosmic nodes. I love this guy. He's great. He might be a little bit overrated by other people. I think he's good. It's just his cooldowns are high. But I don't... He's good, but I think there are other support characters that do things better, quicker, or at lower energy or more repeatable. And I'm not finding a lot of use for him without Thanos as a standalone character, but he's still quite amazing. Easily makes the list. Next, we have to talk about Colossus. He's not in the top 10. I just wanted to put him on this list because I'm using him constantly right now in my offensive arena team. He protects Black Bolt. Basically, I run Ultron, Black Bolt, Invisible Woman, and Phoenix. It's a great team to counter Black Order. Pretty much can counter any Black Order team. And what happens is Ultron eventually gives offense up to Black Bolt and Phoenix take care of the team while everybody is stuck behind a taunting Colossus. And the other thing too, even though he's not an essential character for Dark Dimension 3, like I said earlier, pretty much the first 8 nodes of Dark Dimension 3 is all about Dark Phoenix. And it's kind of nice if Dark Phoenix goes into her Dark Phoenix form, does her middle ability, which does lots of damage. And if she gets her ultimate off, that's a good run. Colossus actually helps her get her ultimate off quite a bit. He actually makes Dark Dimension 3 a lot easier when paired up with against Phoenix. Again, low value on Colossus. If not paired up with Phoenix, he's not a standalone character. He's basically just a function of Phoenix and he doesn't really belong on the top 10, but I use him all the time. So I figure he was an honorable mention. Let's keep going. Captain Marvel, One Woman Army. She is a stat beast. I can use her almost everywhere in the arena and in war. Boy, on defense on war. The more red stars she has, the better. I've been reluctant to put promotion credits into her. I don't know what it is. But yes, I did all of the T4s on her. I think this is probably the best plug and play character other than MINN-ERVA. MINN-ERVA and Captain Marvel, amazing plug and play. And Ultron, amazing plug and play characters. She's fast in this binary mode is amazing. She does a lot of amazing things. If you have access to Captain Marvel early, I would highly recommend putting all your resources into her. She's going to be useful for a long time. Next on the list is Carnage. Carnage is not in the top 10, but I wanted to mention Carnage for two reasons. One, I think symbiotes are going to get better. I believe also he is a vital member of character to upgrade to 14, and he's the one that I'm currently working on and taking to 14 so that I can finish up Dark Dimension 3, get all those juicy materials, and then upgrade the characters that I want to. But he pretty much is an extension of Symbiote Spider-Man, and I believe this right here is a vital T4 to give speed bar to the rest of the team. And then Venom, of course, is the third one. But he's not as good as Symbiote Spider-Man, and I don't think he's in the top 10, but I wanted to mention him because he's necessary for Dark Dimension 3 and those city nodes. Next on the list is MINN-ERVA. Woo! Pretty much MINN-ERVA is the main character that most people have used to unlock ULTRON, who's clearly on this list. And then also she's a plug-and-play healer. Boy, I said SHURI was the best healer. Now that I think about it, I think MINN-ERVA is the best healer. Well, they're both amazing healers, and she does not require any T4s. She does not need high red stars or promotion credits, and she's vital in Dark Dimension 3 and the Cosmic Nodes, and everybody is getting her right now. And boy, I'm thinking about all these new players that are getting her in the login rewards. Oh, that is quite a gift. I wish I would have had MINN-ERVA in the first month of playing this game. Boy, it would have made a lot of things a lot easier. Next, we have to talk about Scientist Supreme. And my love and passion towards Scientist Supreme has wore off a bit. Yes, she's useful in U7, and that's about it. And I really do like this mechanic right here, being able to flip negative effects. There's two characters that I rely on pretty consistently for this mechanic, and that'd be Invisible Woman and Scientist Supreme. And I do understand that Groot, Jessica Jones, and Ronin and Rescue also have that mechanic, and the upcoming Squirrel Girl. But my two favorites right now currently are Scientist Supreme and Invisible Woman. But I probably wanted to drop her off the top 10, but I think she's worth mentioning. Very useful inside of U7. Next is ULTRON. ULTRON's making a comeback. All the T4s on ULTRON. One-man army once the bots. Pretty much unstoppable once the bots up. Now, he was falling off of this list because of Black Bolt, but guess which team does not have Black Bolt? What team doesn't have Black Bolt? That's right. THANOS and Black Order does not have Black Bolt on the team. This guy is actually very useful in countering Black Bolt armies. I get so much use out of ULTRON and the bots that he summons because he just spreads positive status effects everywhere, and that is quite a good thing against Thanos. Pretty much the only way to counter Thanos I'm finding is with ULTRON. And so I kind of felt like there was a time where ULTRON was the best character in the game, and then we got Phoenix and Black Bolt, and then it's like, oh wow, Black Bolt is countering ULTRON. He's fallen off a level. I think that ULTRON has stepped up a level. Now, it's worth noting that ULTRON does not have any access to red stars. I can only imagine what it would be like if we had red stars on ULTRON. Okay, and then Loki is not on the list, so we're not going to talk about him. But again, Loki is a great character in PvP, and he also helps you unlock Phoenix and Black Bolt, but he's not even in the, he's not in the top 10 at this time, but he's still a great character. Let me know what you think in the comment section on what characters you think I missed. What characters are you getting a lot of use out in a lot of different game modes, which is my primary focus, is like how many game modes can I use these characters, and these characters I just use pretty much everywhere all the time. And guess what time it is? That's right, it's time for the giveaway. And I wish that this was a joke, but it's not a joke. This character I don't understand, and I don't understand why she's coming to the game. But I really hope you liked this video today, because if you did, you are in luck. For every single person that likes this character, you will be getting for free in your account a 12-star unbeatable Squirrel Girl. This is not a scam. This is a scam. You're not getting a free character in your account. I don't understand Squirrel Girl. I don't understand why she's a thing. She's beat Dr. Doom, MODOK, Thanos, Deadpool, Wolverine. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm going to have to do some research. I don't get it, but I guess she's coming to the game. Anyways, thanks for watching, and keep on gaming.